श्री महाभारत कथा।
श्री महाभारत कथा।
महाभारत कथा। कथा है पुरुषार्थ की, ये स्वार्थ की, परमार्थ की, सारथी जिसके बने श्री कृष्ण भारत पाथ की। शब्द दिग्घोषित हुआ जब सत्य सार्थक सर्वथा। शब्द दिग्घोषित हुआ। यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत, अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य, तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्, परित्राणाय साधूनां, विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां, धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे।
The wheel of time as represented by the year has a nave represented by the 6 seasons. The number of spokes attached to that nave is 12 as represented by the 12 signs of the zodiac. Ye Ashwins, this wheel of time is set in motion by you. The presiding deities of time abide in that wheel. In the beginning ye created the 10 points of the universe. Then have ye placed the sun and the sky above. The rishis, according to the course of the same sun, perform their sacrifices, and the gods and men, according to what hath been appointed for them, perform their sacrifices also enjoying the fruits of those acts. Mixing the 3 colors, ye have produced all the objects of sight. It is from these objects that the universe hath sprung, whereon the gods and men are engaged in their respective occupations, and indeed all creatures endued with life. Ye Ashwins, I adore you. I also adore the sky, which is your handiwork. Ye are the ordainers of the fruits of all acts from which even the gods are not free. Ye are the parents of all. As males and females, it is ye that swallow the food which subsequently develops into the life-creating fluid and blood. The newborn infant sucks the teat of its mother. Indeed, it is ye that take the shape of the infant. Ye Ashwins, grant me my sight to protect my life. The twin Ashwins, thus invoked, appeared and said, We are satisfied. Here is a cake for thee. Take and eat it. And unto Upamanyu thus addressed, replied, Your words, O Ashwins, have never proved untrue. But without first offering this cake to my preceptor, I dare not take it. And the Ashwins thereupon told him, Formerly, thy preceptor had invoked us. We thereupon gave him a cake like this, and he took it without offering it to his master. Do thou do that which thy preceptor did. Thus addressed, Upamanyu again said unto them, O Ashwins, I crave your pardon. Without offering it to my preceptor, I dare not apply this cake. The Ashwins then said, O, we are pleased with this devotion of thine to thy preceptor. Thy master's teeth are of black iron. Thine shall be of gold. Thou shalt be restored to sight, and shall have good fortune. Thus spoken to by the Ashwins, he recovered his sight, and having gone to his preceptor's presence, he saluted him and told him all. And his preceptor was well pleased with him and said unto him, Thou shalt obtain prosperity, even as the Ashwins have said. All the Vedas shall shine in thee, and all the Dharma Sastras. Thou shalt obtain prosperity, even as the Ashwins have said. all the Vedas shall shine in thee, and all the Dharma Sastras. And this was the trial of Upamanyu. Then Veda, the other disciple of Ayoda-Dhaumya, was called. His preceptor once addressed him, saying, Veda, my child, tarry some time in my house and serve thy preceptor. It shall be to thy profit. And Veda, having signified his assent, tarried long in the family of his preceptor, mindful of serving him. Like an ox under the burthens of his master, he bore heat and cold, hunger and thirst, at all times without a murmur. And it was not long before his preceptor was satisfied, and as a consequence of that satisfaction, Veda obtained good fortune and universal knowledge, and this was the trial of Veda. And Veda, having received permission from his preceptor, and leaving the latter's residence after the completion of his studies, entered the domestic mode of life. And while living in his own house, he got 3 pupils, and he never told them to perform any work or to obey implicitly his own behests. For having himself experienced much woe while abiding in the family of his preceptor, he liked not to treat them with severity. After a certain time, Janamejaya and Pashya, both of the order of Kshatriyas, arriving at his residence, appointed the Brahmin, Veda, as their spiritual guide, Upadhyaya. And one day, while about to depart upon some business related to a sacrifice, he employed one of his disciples, Utanka, to take charge of his household. Utanka, said he, whatsoever should have to be done in my house, let it be done by thee without neglect. And while Utanka was residing there, the females of his preceptor's house, having assembled, addressed him and said, O Utanka, thy mistress is in that season when connubial connection might be fruitful. And Utanka, thus addressed, said unto those women, It is not proper for me to do this at the bidding of women. I have not been enjoined by my preceptor to do aught that is improper. After a while, his preceptor returned from his journey, and his preceptor, having learnt all that had happened, became well pleased, and addressing Utanka, said, Utanka, my child, what favor shall I bestow on thee? Let me do something that you wish, for it hath been said, He who bestoweth instruction contrary to usage, and he who receiveth it contrary to usage, one of the two dieth, and enmity springeth up between the two. And his preceptor then said, My dear Utanka, thou hast often told me of your desire to bring something by way of acknowledgement for the instruction thou hast received. Go then in, and ask thy mistress what thou art to bring. And thus directed by his preceptor, Utanka addressed his preceptress, saying, Madam, I have obtained my master's leave to go home, and I am desirous of bringing something agreeable to thee as honorarium for the instruction I have received, in order that I may not depart as his debtor. Go unto King Pashya, and beg of him the pair of earrings worn by his queen, and bring them hither. The 4th day hence is a sacred day when I wish to appear before the Brahmanas, who may dine at my house, decked with these earrings. Then accomplish this, O Utanka. If thou shouldst succeed, good fortune shall attend thee. If not, what good canst thou expect? Utanka, thus commanded, took his departure. And as he was passing along the road, he saw a bull of extraordinary size, and a man of uncommon stature mounted thereon.
की है कहानी सदियों से Shila